everyone, and welcome to another episode of Healing Art After Hours. I'm Shauna Robeson with Creating Space Coastal, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a guided intuitive art journaling page. The theme is going to be love languages. So what is your love language? Take the quiz and find out. I will have a link below, but that was the topic of today. Took the quiz, and I was not surprised that mine is touch, but I did a little art journal page based on that, and I will have the prompts coming up for you to see what the prompts were to create this. If you want to see how, stay tuned. Let's get started. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you joined. I was a little worried there with it being Super Bowl Sunday. We're doing Super Soul Sunday instead of Super Bowl. In this case, we're going to be talking about love languages, and in particular, I like to highlight this book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, because he created this great concept of the fact that we each have our own love language, and we don't always share that with our loved ones, and that can be a challenge. And so I wanted to just talk a little bit about the different love languages, and we'll be doing prompts related to that. So I'll talk about the prompts a little bit later. But here's a quote from one of his books. All of us blossom when we feel loved and wither when we do not feel loved. And that's from the 5 Love Languages for Singles. So he has some variations of these books. But I think it's a great concept. And he breaks it down into 5 key love languages: physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and receiving gifts. And there's even this little free quiz you can go online and take. Depends too on your state of mind, because one thought I had was, if you're getting that love language from them, you're not feeling maybe hungry for that particular one as much because it's being fed. Whereas there might be other ones that you're feeling a little bit more neglected on. And so that might highlight in your mind when you're taking a quiz, for example. Write a little bit about how you express love to others and see if you can identify what language you speak, or if you do know what language you speak, you could just write some ideas about what you think about that and how specifically you use that love language to express your love. All right, I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes as always while we do our writing exercise. So on your mark, get set, and write. Okay. Hopefully you gain some insights about your love language through this discussion and this writing exercise. One thing that came to my mind as I was writing was just how difficult the isolation from the pandemic was on someone who is a physical touch love language kind of gal. I mean, social distancing was like a torture for me, because really, I wasn't in at the time in a relationship, an intimate relationship, and it's really hard to connect with people outside of that relationship, unless they're close, unless you can be in close proximity, obviously. So that was really an extra challenge that I had to overcome during that isolation phase. So that was kind of an aha moment. Okay, I'm going to talk about the prompts shortly. I'm just going to show you the screen with the prompts, and then I'm going to show you the things that I've gathered related to those prompts. This week's prompts, the writing was how do you show love, which we already did. The focal subject is, I said voice, just thinking about language, but really if there's ways that you can illustrate your love language, and that can be by using symbols that represent these 5 love languages, or if you identified other ways that you express love that don't fit into one of those categories, you can create your own category. That's fine. That's okay too. But if you want to use some kind of symbols or symbol that represents your love language, by all means, that would be a great option as well. And then the color choice was blue, and the shape or the patterns was ovals. The medium is oil-based colored pencils. I use the polychromos, and the tool or supply is silk flowers, and the collage medium is menu. So let me just go through some of the things that I have pulled together based on those prompts. The symbols for the love languages, I was trying to actually find like I was going through magazines and trying to find symbols of different things. So this was acts of service. If you clean my toilet, that definitely is showing love. And I also tried to find like people doing things like hugging and somebody giving a gift, but I just, I wasn't able to find in my limited magazine collection much. So I was just showing like quality time together. And again, quality time together, also the physical touch. And then I was trying to think of gifts, but I didn't find any gifts. So I just found a handful of money, which isn't mine anyway. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I just really liked her doing the heart symbol. I also pulled things that were just other heart or love things. I still have some, oh, here's some more things that I found. This was, I thought was kind of like a gift. He was giving her flowers. So that was cute. They're showing these little hearts, which I thought was cute. And then these hearts. And then I still have heart stamps and things like that out just in case. And then I was thinking of positive affirmations. So I had this little oval voice box, right? So voice and also positive affirmation. So I might incorporate that. And then these were some positive affirmations. So I pulled that out. And then quality time. So I grabbed some things related to time. These are little stickers and then a stamp. This was just a stencil that's script writing. And I was thinking of also voice and language. So it's in French. So I thought that was meaningful because I don't speak French, and it's kind of symbolizes the fact that we have different languages that we speak and we may not understand. So I thought that had a good symbolism to it. And then some other stencils I pulled together based on the oval shape. These were hearts that I had, heart stencils, but I really like this one, but that might be something I'll use. Oh, this would be something I want to be the main attraction. So maybe for next week. And then I also brought in oval die cuts just in case those might come in handy if I wanted to do a cutout or create some kind of mask for some ovals. The medium is the polychromos. So I don't have a big selection of these because they are very expensive pencils. But they're one of my favorites. I mean, they're the oil-based and they're really good at blending and mixing colors compared to some of the wax-based options. They have a firmer tip to work with, so they don't dull as quickly as say the Prisma Color Premier, which are really soft wax. So they stay sharp a little longer. They're a little firmer. They blend really nice. Anyway, so they're nice pencils to work with. However, I wouldn't want to use these on top of like acrylics or anything else. So I'm thinking about doing more drawing as a layer, like drawing directly on the paper, or I did grab some better quality paper. This is my Nina Solar White and it's a lot smoother. So this is a mixed media paper. So it's got a little bit of a tooth to it. And I don't want as much tooth, I don't think, when I'm doing my drawing. So I think this will be better to draw. And if I want to maybe draw some symbols and then cut them out and put it on there. So that's a possibility, not sure. And they do blend with either blending solution. I think this is the turpentine works for them. But I also found that I think they blend pretty well with alcohol. So I have this extra, just, I mean, it's a cheap version, but it's a blending marker that's a alcohol based. So I use this to blend my colored pencils with, and I use that for wax based ones as well. And it works pretty well. So I might use that. I also recently got, this is a little gift to myself, because I like to have little sayings and things like that. And I didn't have a nice, good small letter alphabet. I had all these bigger alphabets, and they took up too much space for my small journal. So this one's just a typeset kit, and it has the lower and uppercase letters. And so I can write pretty much anything I want out of this typeset. So I thought that that was a great idea, a great addition to add. Another thing that I pulled is with the color blue, I had this page that I had done with my jelly prints, and I liked this paper. It's got hearts on it. It's got some writing on it. So this is fun. I might incorporate this somehow in there. And I might even cut out some punches. I have my heart punch. I also have some oval punches, punch out shapes from this paper. Because I'm going to be doing maybe some drawing and coloring, I have these great books that teach coloring techniques for different things. And this one's the special effects. And I thought it would be really fun to do a juicy heart. The other thing I was supposed to use is, as far as my supplies go, are my silk flowers. And I have this whole little bucket of silk flowers I could use. Some that are blue and just various colors. This one's actually made by using oval cutouts. So that gave me some ideas. I could maybe make my own flower, but I want to use something from this bucket because that's part of my challenge. And I brought out some of my blue spray inks as well, because if I don't like the color of a flower that I want to use, I can always change the color to blue. So I brought those out just in case I wanted to do that. And then I thought if I wanted to put a flower together, I might need a little brad. So I just brought my little bin of brads out. And I have these little tiny ones that I would probably use if I built a flower. I also have these little spinners. And I was thinking if I made some kind of love language wheel, I could use that. I haven't decided if that's going to happen, but I did also find these little brads that say love. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I might incorporate one of those. So I pulled those out. Final thing that I pulled is for my collage challenge, it was menu. So I pulled a menu from my kitchen that I had in the drawer. However, I was thinking, what if I created a love language menu? Instead of actually using a menu, I made that the theme. So that was an idea I had, because I really don't know if I'm going to do much collage. I could do some collage around the border, like create a border collage, and then do my love language symbol in the middle. So that's a possibility. And the fact that I'm still at this stage and I don't know which direction this is going is a little scary, but we're going to figure it out together, like I said. I really enjoyed the instruction here, and I've done some of the projects. Sometimes I'll do it in the book, and sometimes I'll just do it outside the book on other paper. That way I don't, like this, I just made a photocopy of the page. So what I did is I made a photocopy of the page, and then I followed the instructions of these various steps and did my own. And that way you can print it on whatever quality paper you want. You could even print it on to cardstock if you prefer, or you could do it right in the book. It's fine. Like this one I did right in the book. But I thought, well, what if I want to do it again and then it's already colored? So if I don't color it and I just do a printout, that way I can always make more if I want to practice more. One thing I learned is how many layers, when you want to make it like realistic, how many different colors and how many different layers you're doing to create this look. Like I'm like, okay, I think it's 3 colors, but it's actually 5 colors, or it's 10 colors. Then this one's special effects too. and there's different focuses in each book. And then you just go to your regular coloring books that you already have, and now you could just take them up a next level. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that today with my polychromos, and I want to work on that heart, making a juicy heart, and that'll be kind of the lesson focus, I guess, today. But you can see, I mean, these are just really fun. Helen Elliston, and she's not sponsoring my videos, but Helen, if you want to, and they're nice quality. I mean, it's got that like kind of rubbery feel to the top, and the paper's thick, not cardstock level, but it's thick enough. It's nice paper to color on. So if you do want to color on it, it's good. They're good quality. I got them on Amazon, so I'll put the links on the video. I think I want to do that heart. I think I'm going to start there because that's going to be using my polychromos color and see what's the closest to this. And then I'll write down and make a notation of which pencil and which number I'm using that matches that. I'm going to do it on this other paper. And that way it gives me some flexibility of where I put it here. So I'm going to start with that. let's see if I covered all of my bases here with my prompts. My focal point is my primary love language, which is touch, and the color blue I used as the background, and the patterns were ovals, which I also used. The oil-based colored pencils I used to do the heart and also some of the borders. The tool or supply was the flowers, and I used those. And the collage was menu, and I just used the idea of a menu, meaning that this is the menu of my love language. So I think that qualifies, even though I didn't use an actual menu. That's a creative license. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Healing Art After Hours. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. If you have any questions, put those as well. And just check out the links below for more information. Thank you. And as always, happy creating. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.